Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh my gosh. It feels so crazy seeing you on the screen in front of me.
I know it's been forever
It's been
and a day.
forever. And I might get emotional with that just because that's me. You already know that. I'm just All right, you guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Life with G podcast. It's your girl G, the Puerto Rican podcast princess, your favorite baby mama in the building. And tonight, I'm super excited to bring on Macie. Macie, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, y'all. It's Macie. How y'all doing? I'm super excited to be here talking with Glorianne.
Yes. And for those of you who follow me from Pet Paradise Days, you already know. Okay. We were two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. Total, like united.
Yes.
United from the start. Yep.
Oh, man. And it's been, how long has it been since we've worked together?
Oh my gosh. It feels like ages, but I think it's like 2.5 years. What, like, I don't
That's
know.
crazy
Yeah.
to think about. It
Mm-hmm.
feels it feels so long ago, but it wasn't that long ago.
No,
So
no.
you, for those of you who don't know, who might recognize us or anything like that, but we did work together for a very long time. How long did we work together? Like five
I was
years?
there for 5 years. Yeah. So at least
5 years
5 years.
working together. And then she left me and I don't blame her. But yeah, so you moved from Jacksonville and you're living where now?
I live in Indiana now.
Are you loving it so much?
I do. I grew up here, so this is my
Yeah.
hometown, and I came back, and
Mhm.
I'm happy to be back. I do not miss Jacksonville at all.
Have you been back to visit at all? Like, have you been like around the
Yeah.
area?
No, I have. I came back in February of this last year. We went and
Okay.
visited Cody's parents because they still live there, my husband.
Yeah.
And so we were there for a couple days, and it was all right. Like, I'll go back and visit, but I don't
But
want to stay.
no. Yeah. I don't blame. I mean, no, I love Jacksonville. I love it. But
Yeah.
girl, sometimes I be trying to get away. I went on a
Yeah.
Colorado trip. And I was like, oh my gosh, it just feels good to like see the seasons again. And it was
Yes.
still technically summer, but it still felt more fall than Jacksonville
Right.
ever could. So
Absolutely.
what's the weather like up there? Is it cold already?
No, well, I don't know, probably colder than Jacksonville, but it's like 80s, 80 degrees right
Really?
now. But the leaves are falling, like it's officially fall here. So um like all the like orange and reds are like popping out in
Yeah.
the trees, and like all the corn mazes are popping up, and like
Oh
it's
my
time to go get
gosh.
pumpkins. Like I'm here for it. That's what I
See,
love about this place. So
yes, I love it too. And it's October 1st when we're filming. So I'm getting all the fall vibes.
mm, I
I
know, I
love
know.
it. It's crazy to think it's already October, but yeah, I want to get into just first and foremost how happy I am to be able to be speaking with you tonight
I
because this feels
know.
nostalgic. We should have caught, and
Yes.
the good thing is we haven't been able to catch up outside of this. So this really is going to be like a homegirl Kiki
It
and like a
is.
whole catching up. So for y'all nosy Betties out there who've been wondering what's Maisie up to, I got her here, girl. Tap in. Um, y'all gonna find out.
That's right.
Okay, so you moved to Indiana.
Mhm.
Can you talk a little bit about like your headspace in moving? Because I know it's something that you wanted to do for a while. Can you tell
Yeah.
me? I don't even think we really fully had this conversation like deeply, but what was
Yeah.
like really your motivating factor for wanting to move?
So I first of all, Florida where we were was getting a little crazy.
Mhm.
I'm so used to small town, like the town that I'm from, we have like 1,200 people. So if you
Mhm.
compare that to Jacksonville, that's just a major difference.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just so used to that. And I think Cody also wanted to get back to like a small town life. And so, and plus my family's here, and not that like his family's not there, but like we were so much more able to go visit them than we were to come here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we wanted to come back. And we had land open up here that we were able to buy. So it just kind of all fell into place. So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It just felt right.
All happened.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but we were thinking about it for years before we did
Yeah.
it to move
Yeah.
back. But
I think when you like come from my opinion, like when you come from a place like that, because I would say where I grew up was kind of similar to that. And then you come to a place like Jacksonville, it does kind of feel like culture shock.
it does.
And I don't think it's something that ever gets better. Like I still crave that small town feeling. So I
And
get
I
that.
mean, I love the opportunities there. Like I got so much experience, like
Hmm.
career experience, personal experience. I met a lot of great people, like um had a lot of relationships there, but like it's just nothing like, the peace and quiet of small town life. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
with everything going on these days, I hate that I'm like, we have to say something, but with
Yeah.
everything going on, like you crave that even more. And I think
Yeah.
around the time that you, like you said, things were getting a little crazy, things have been picking up year after year. It's more and more. So
Hmm.
yeah, that was the best move for y'all. And I'm so happy for you guys because you seem
Yeah.
so much happier. I want to ask, so when you first moved, because the goal is like, obviously you feel like you're going to be better off in that area. Was it
Mhm.
hard adjusting back into that?
I I feel like that we just kind of fell back into it pretty easily. I mean,
Mhm.
I adjusted pretty well. Now things had kind of changed around here, to be honest. Like things were improving. I mean, they put in like interstates here where we didn't have that before. It was just
Oh
like back
wow.
highways, country roads, things
Okay.
like that. So we have like a major interstate going through our town now. So getting used to that, and like we have like a hotel outside our town now, which is real
Okay.
weird. So like little things like that I had to be like, okay, this is different. But
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I fit right back into everything. But yeah, I mean, it didn't seem much different, thankfully,
Yeah.
than when we left. But I think my biggest thing was trying to fit back into my family, because being
Mm.
away from my family for that long, everybody changes, like grows up. And I had grown a lot too. And so it was kind of trying to adjust back to being in person versus talking to them all the time digitally. So
Yeah.
that was a real adjustment for sure.
Okay. So all right, you're back in Indiana. You're adjusting. We're doing
Mhm.
well. We're adjusting well. You and Cody are still doing wonderfully. I see all the lovey-dovey posts, all that
Yeah,
stuff. How are the fur babies?
they're good.
Okay.
I know that when we left there, we had two dogs. So we had Basil and we
Yes.
had Curtis. So Basil, we actually rehomed her.
Mm.
She went to a farm, and that was because we just don't have the room here for
Yeah.
her to like run and like be. She was a Saint Bernard, so like she just needed,
More space.
um, yeah. Or not a Saint Bernard. Goodness gracious, she was a Bernese Mountain Dog, so she
Oh
needed
yeah,
like,
that's right. She
yeah,
was so
yeah.
pretty.
So yeah, so she needed like space,
Yeah.
and so we had this wonderful lady like take her to her farm, and like she was glad to have her. She already had one that needed like a sister, and she was so happy to take her. So Basil has went to her new home, or had went. So we still have Curtis and we still have Luna, and they're doing great. They're the same, just mellow, happy little
Yeah.
critters. So
I
yeah.
love it. Luna has the prettiest eyes. We need to get a
Yeah.
picture of Luna. We need to get a picture of all the fur babies so I can like pop
Mhm.
them up here. But Luna has the
Absolutely.
prettiest eyes. I love her eyes. I love her so
Yeah.
much. You tell her I said hi. And Curtis
Oh, I
too.
will. I know.
I love me some Curtis. I did babysit him one time and it was so cute. He's adorable. Oh my gosh.
I love
Um,
it.
Okay, so I gotta address what I've been seeing all over your social media, and that's this huge transformation that you've gone through, right?
Yeah.
Because we all of us love Macie, all of us love Macie, but she left and she came back looking like a new woman. Okay, Macie. I've been seeing your progress, and I just
Yeah.
want to say this for anybody who may look at this and be like, okay, like we get it, she lost weight. No, I don't think you understand. A lot of people say they want to lose weight, but they don't like try. I watch you put in the work for years and years and years and years and years, and I know how bad you worked for it. So to see it finally, come to fruition
Yeah.
and you feeling better, like you deserve that, girl. You earned that.
Yeah.
So I just want to start there. Okay. But I want to talk about like your headspace before you really like, because I feel like there must have been some sort of breaking point, right?
Hmm.
Of you,
Yeah.
just a breakdown after working so hard at this goal that you were trying to attain. So, can you take me back to like what was the buildup and into
Mhm.
that climactic moment?
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the same wavelength as you. Like, just to everyone out there, like I know that so many people they start and stop, you know, weight loss, and then they gain it all back, and then they have good points and bad points. And like I've been there. I don't know how many times I've dieted and done this like fad diet of like, I'm gonna do keto and I'm gonna do carnivore and I'm gonna do all this crazy crap that just exists that you read online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just I don't know. I got sick of just feeling like absolute dog shit all the time. Like I got to a point, so it was in September of 2024. I was trying to do some like basic housework, like just doing laundry. And I think it just finally clicked where I was literally taking laundry from the washing machine to the dryer and I was so out of breath. Like I couldn't even breathe doing that.
Mm.
And like that is like such a weird moment when you're 32 years old and you're like, I can't even breathe doing laundry. Like this is not okay. Um
Mm.
and I was at my heaviest weight I've ever been. And I don't think I really knew that at the time because I never hardly weighed myself. I was always afraid of the scale. Um
Mm.
and hated going to the doctors. Didn't want to because I knew that they would tell me like you I already knew I had high blood pressure. I already knew I had bad cholesterol. I knew all those things. So I just knew that I was going to get scolded. And I just didn't want that. So I was like, the longer I
Yeah.
don't go to the doctor, the more this is going to get worse. Um, I also was really scared of like potential future illnesses. I mean, like my mom,
Mm-hmm.
she had breast cancer. My grandma's had breast cancer. So I was scared of those things. And just like all those things just hit me, that just crashed and burned on me and in that very month. Um, and so I just decided I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like I can't start and stop again. Like I have to follow through with it. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how much I like food. I just got to do it. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the turning point for me that I needed to actually do it and
Yeah.
not quit. So,
You had that like will determination for yourself. Like you wanted it for
mhm,
yourself. Can you
yeah.
talk about like, because a lot of people, I don't think, I think there's a misconception that people have like full awareness of like their weight,
Mhm.
or maybe like if there's like a food addiction or anything that could be contributing to the person's weight. There's this
Yeah.
idea that we know why we're like that, but a lot of us aren't even really like thinking about it that deeply as to what's contributing to it. So for
Yeah.
you, did you know what was kind of keeping you in that start and stop?
Well, I think I didn't really know until after I started my treatment. I had to actually come to terms with the fact that sometimes it comes down to you are actually sick. Like you have an addiction to something, like the people that are addicted to alcohol, the people that are addicted to a drug, like food was my drug. And I didn't understand that until I started treatment, and I started to not have that feeling of the need for food. When that signal was turned off, I was like, that's the key. That's why I haven't been able to do this all this time, is because I haven't had the help I've needed to shut that
Mm.
trigger off. And so that's when I realized that it just comes down to, it was an addiction. It wasn't anything. I think it was just my ability to shut off that signal and my willpower to do it. But I think it really comes down to, it is a sickness. And I think people don't understand how bad they're sick until they go through treatment. And I think that that's what's so influential about medication, is people look at it like it's a bad thing, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
not. Like, sometimes it can be what you need to treat your illness, which some people don't even see it as an illness, but it really is.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it.
When you realize like it's the food addiction, was that
Hmm.
by you going to the doctor? Was that like what did that process look like for you being able to say, okay, that's what it is, and now I know how to combat it?
So I think I had come to my turning point where I had tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had talked to my husband. I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. I had done my research. I was like, and I work for a pharmaceutical benefit company. So I work in pharmacy now, and I've seen the weight loss drugs. So I know a little bit about it, and I had done my research on it. So I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm just going to see what happens with it. But I didn't have high expectations, because as I go into things like that, I always think I'm going to fail. And I think that's what a lot of us do, is we think we're going to fail at stuff. And I think that's what I've done all the times before, going
Mm-hmm.
into, all my fad diets I did. I was like, yeah, I'll be good at it for a few weeks, and then I'm going to fail at it. But I just, within the first couple weeks of taking the medication, and that signal that turned off, I was like, that's what's wrong. Like, I don't have that noise anymore, what we call food noise. I don't have it. And so that's when I realized that that's what's wrong with me. I
Mm.
I just never realized that, because I didn't have the help of that medication.
Okay. Explain food noise to me, because I've heard that
Mhm.
term before, but like what exactly is it? Like,
Yeah. So to me, and I've talked to quite a few of the other people that I've done this program with. So food noise is just the constant, basically, noise in your head that you need to eat something, or telling you what, like, it's kind of like your inner conscience, that's a word, of what's your next meal. Like I would eat something in the morning, and then it would be like, as I'm eating that, I'd be like, well, what am I going to have next? Well, what is going to be my lunch? Well, what are we having for dinner? Like, I would just constantly be thinking of food. And then if I would think of something, I have to have it. Like, I couldn't shut that off. And
mm,
so what the medication did is it just shuts that, like, you don't even want food. Like, you don't even think about food. Food just becomes something that you need to like nourish yourself, and that's it.
okay.
So
Okay.
it's just constant, like, thinking about it. I
So
don't know.
for the people, y'all are probably finna laugh at me, but I'm being so serious when I ask
Yeah.
this, because I love food, obviously,
Hmm.
right? Everybody loves food. So
Absolutely.
uh, it's the flavors, the differences, the textures. I like the fact that I enjoy food. Does it completely suck the joy out of eating? Like to where you have to remind yourself to eat?
So I wouldn't say it does, no, because
Okay.
I am a born and raised foodie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have been that way since I've been overweight since I was in the third grade. I mean, my mom bought me Slim Fast when I was in the fifth grade. She had it sitting on the table when I got home. I will tell that story to anyone that wants to ask me, because rest in peace to my mama. But That's what
Yeah.
happened. Like
Wow.
she had it sitting on the table for me when I came home in the 5th grade because she was worried about me. Like
Yeah.
I have been overweight since I was in elementary school, but I have always been a foodie. And so that's one thing I was worried about when I started taking it was, am I going to lose my passion for food? And I
Mm-hmm.
was worried about my husband because I was like, he's a foodie. And is this medication going to cause a rift? Like he's not going to be
Mm.
able to have the food he wants because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it anymore. But honestly, no. Like I think what the medication did is it just helped me portion con like portion control myself. Like I was
Okay.
able to stop when I was satisfied versus gorging myself as I usually would. And then I was able to pace myself throughout the day where, yeah, I'd sit down and eat a meal, but throughout the day, I wasn't thinking about what snacks I wanted through like
Mm-hmm.
between
Mm-hmm.
those meals.
Okay.
And so, I mean, yeah, we could still eat stuff that we like. I would just make sure to create those habits of only eat until you're satisfied. And I would eat a lot smaller portions, but um, I would still eat the stuff that I like. So I would
Okay.
say no.
Okay. Well, then I
Yeah.
approve. I approve of that message. Okay. So you get to that point, you realize, okay, it's this. You start going to how long, like, because I think about that stuff, and I've had conversations, obviously, of like potentially taking medications, but I'm scared
Mhm.
of like any adverse effects, or because they tell
Yeah.
you a lot of scary things. So
Mhm.
when you're at that point and you're like, okay, I'm actually going to go through with trying this medication, like, did you go through like different counseling? You talked to several doctors about it first, or you just kind of went all in?
I did not. I just went all in. Like obviously I did some research on some of the side effects of the medication. My dad was on a injection at the time, so I was able to see kind of what he was dealing with as far as side effects. So I knew I didn't want to go on the injection. The
Mm,
program I'm on, they actually offer both injection and oral form.
okay.
So I knew I wanted to start with the oral form to see if that would better fit me.
Right, right, right.
Um, but I mean, the regardless of who you go through, if you go through an online program or a doctor, I know that they're always going to be there to adjust your dosage or walk you through that process of if you do have side effects. Everyone is so different with their side effects and how it affects them. Because, I talk to people all the time that say, well, I was nauseous all the time and I had to lower my dosage because I just couldn't eat anything, or I had headaches, or I was dizzy. And with me, it was like I had a little bit of nausea the first couple weeks, but it wasn't anything where I couldn't eat. And then, I might have had, um, you know, a couple of dizzy spells the first week I was taking it, but then after that, I got used to the medication. So
Mm-hmm.
it's different for everyone. So it's hard to pinpoint like what side effects affect who. I think you just have to try it and see what happens and then walk through that process with your doctor if you need to adjust. But yeah, I mean, you're going to hear all sorts of crap out there of like
Yeah.
this is what, I went through, or you shouldn't take this because this is what you're going to have long term. Like everyone's going to say something different. It's just until you decide to do it. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
will fully advocate for it, and that's just me, but
Well,
um
yeah, and it's works for you. Yeah. So
but I know there's tons of people that are against it, and that's totally fine. That's their opinion, but it's like everyone's gonna react to it differently, is what I'm getting at.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And and that's good to know because like it worked for you. So I've seen commentary online to where it's like they would paint someone who is willing to take a substance in that form as
Hmm.
someone that kind of like doesn't know their limit, right? That would
Yeah.
just start to lose in excess or almost become addicted to the weight loss itself. In your
Yeah.
opinion, even though you had a good experience, in your opinion, when you heard other people talking about what that specific uh I don't want to call it a drug, with that medication, what that specific medication was doing for them, Was there anything that you heard that were like, yeah, if that happens to me, full stop, I got to get off of it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's what turned me away from it at first. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I was so against weight loss medication for a long time because, you know, I had seen TikToks and Facebook posts and stuff like that where people were like, you know, I've gotten this horrible illness from taking a GLP-1 and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't want that. Like, I would
Yeah.
much rather do this on my own. But I think it's like anything else. Like, you don't go and do the actual research. You're listening to, you know, everything
Mm-hmm.
online. So I mean, yeah, I had my hesitation with a few things and at first, but I think with the oral medication, I knew that that would be a safer bet than going with the injections, and I think that's why I did it that way. And I thought, well, if the oral meds don't work, then I can maybe try the injections and see if that's different. But thankfully, the oral meds work for me. So
Okay.
yeah.
So at what point, like you start taking the medication, we kind
hmm
of just go all in. We start taking the medication. At what point were you like, oh shit, this actually works?
Um, Probably by like week 3, I was dropping weight.
Mm.
Yeah. And mind you, anybody listening, I was over 300 pounds. So like I had a lot of weight to lose. So and I will tell anybody this, especially after so many people that I've talked to, everyone's results are going to vary as far as if you start taking this. Don't expect to lose 100 pounds in 9 months like I did. You have to take into account how much you weigh at first, how much weight you need to lose, your metabolism, if you have any underlying things going on like PCOS and the endometriosis, like a lot of that stuff can affect your ability to lose weight. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, within the like 3rd week, I had already changed how I was eating so much and like fully dedicated myself to it. And so I was already seeing results, but I think that that's what played so much into my mental health too, is
Mm-hmm.
I completely cut myself off from everyone. Like, I cut myself off from social media,
Mm.
my family, everyone. Like, I just completely focused on my weight loss. And I think that that's why I hate to say it, so successful so quickly, is because
Mm.
I kind of put off other relationships to just focus on myself. I don't regret that now, but I looking back at it, I'm like, maybe I could have done it a little differently. But I think it's all in how you plan things out and really
Mm-hmm.
pace yourself too. So
So, okay, so juicy, because I want to
yeah,
hear about like, did you have people like checking on you and you were just like busy?
no. I actually didn't have people checking in on me.
Mm.
Um, I mean, of course, like, my husband's been my biggest cheerleader through all of this.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Go Cody. But like, of course, like, my older sister, she's been great. I love her to death. But like my family that's around me, they wouldn't know that I've lost weight unless they see my social media, and they live 5
Mm.
minutes from me. So it's like, it sucks because I feel like I took the time to focus on myself and finally give myself the love that I needed, because for so long I didn't. And I think that that's what
Mm.
people don't understand is yes, you care about yourself enough to love the things you love, like food and cooking and things like that. But when you really take the time to think about it, what are you missing out on with your health when just personally for me, when I got that big, when I was
Yeah.
struggling with all of those things. I mean, I haven't been able to have a child because I was that big. I knew that a lot of that stuff was playing against that. And so that was my motivation. Like, I was like, I've
Mm-hmm.
got to get this under control. So I practiced self-love and that's what motivated me. And so that's what fueled me during that time. And I just completely disconnected myself from everyone. But no, I didn't really have anybody checking on me during that
Right.
time. So I
So
was,
did you feel like going into it? Because I know because I get in those headspaces where I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to be like, love you. It's not an absence of
Mhm,
love, but it's just that's just not, I can't expand my energy any further than what it's expanding.
right.
And I need it right now. So did you have anything like in your mindset where you recognize me showing up for this person, and this person is distracting or at least taking away time that I am absolutely going to need to reach the goal that I have?
Yeah. So a lot of my relationships that I had um, with the people here were fueled by food. I mean,
Mm,
anytime I was hanging out with my family, any friends, we would go out to eat. That was the thing that we did. We never did any other activities that didn't involve food. And so
mm,
that was my headspace. It was like, if I go and spend time with them, we're going to eat somewhere that I can't partake in that, and I don't want to lose
mm,
sight of what I'm doing. And so that was my main mindset. It was like, I don't want to distract myself from what I'm doing with those factors. And
right.
so that's why I kind of cut myself off from everything, and I don't think they really understood that to the
Hmm.
full extent. So,
Was there not anybody that was like, well, I know so we're excluding anyone that did show up, right? So just if
right.
the shoe fits, wear it. You know who you are.
Mhm. Yeah.
So was anyone out of the people that still you would say, like, okay, there's distance, were they fully aware of like you were about to start doing this, to where they kind of had an idea of like, maybe we can offer to like go to the gym with her or anything that would help you?
Yeah, so I had told pretty much everyone that I was doing this. And so everyone was aware. I just think that I think it comes down to this. Being where I'm from, no one around here is doing this. And that's something that I went over in my
Mm,
video with the program I'm in, is like, I I'm from a very small community, and no one around here, in my area at least, that I know of, takes weight loss medications that I could connect with. And so when I tell people that, it's like that's just not something that they think about. They don't think
mhm.
that, oh, maybe I need to encourage her in a different way, or maybe we need to do something different besides eat, or
Yeah.
do something around food. And so I just don't think that was in their brain space. Maybe nothing against them. Maybe it just didn't
It just
occur
didn't
to
occur.
them.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I know like if y'all ever grown up in a small town, it is a lot. It's like more so centered around like fellowship moments.
absolutely.
There's not that much around, and it's, you said y'all just got an interstate and stuff. So I'd imagine
Yeah.
there's not that much around. Like we have like Main Event and Dave and Buster's, and like
Hmm.
you could go like it's more limited with the activities there, I would
Yeah.
assume. Okay.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, that makes sense. With those people not reaching out, how did that affect you throughout your process? Did it ever like come to mind of like, damn, this is difficult on like a relationship level where I feel like I'm losing people in order to find myself?
You know, I didn't realize that I was losing people until I lost them, apparently.
Mm,
So, I had gotten to a point earlier in the year, this year, where, I don't talk to any of my family really anymore. Um,
mm,
and it's just because we had a falling out, because they thought that I don't like them because of that. And it's like, I think we just had a miscommunication, that like I was so hyper focused on this one thing, and it had nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
It had everything to do with me, and just the way that I went about it maybe wasn't the right way. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't think I noticed it until after it was too late, is what I'm getting at.
Do you have
So
do you have any regrets, like truly about the way that you handle things, or do you kind of feel I don't know if you don't want to answer this, you don't want to answer this. Or do you
yeah,
kind of feel like, you know what? If I could have handled it better, I handled it the way I did. I feel better. And that's just part of it. Some people gotta go.
yeah, yeah. I think to an extent I do. Like I think I could have, and I mean I've told them this. I think I could have went back and been more open about, what I was doing and reached out more. But I'm a huge believer in, you got to give what I'm giving. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm if I'm going to reach out, I need you to reach out. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to give 100% of myself if you're not going to give anything to me. Like that's
Absolutely.
that's where I'm at. I'm at a
Reciprocity.
That's right.
Reciprocity. Mm-hmm.
I'm at this point in my life where I don't follow people. You gotta catch up with me.
Hell
And
yeah.
and
Okay,
so
Macie. Okay. Hell yeah.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, to an extent, like I wish I would have reached out more, but I mean, when it comes down to it, I always say, like, if the shoe fits, you could have reached out too. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. And that's the important
but
part about relationships. And I know, like, in my time of being your friend and being your coworker, you're
mhm,
someone that I've witnessed, not just with me, but with multiple people in your life, give so much of your time and
mhm.
energy. And it's like, damn, you were how old when you decided to get on the medication and start working towards this?
I was 32.
Right. So 32 years of life of you giving, giving, giving. And I'm going to take some time for myself and y'all going to be upset about it. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Mhm.
Is there a stopping point? Like, and if you do get to a stopping point with the medication, are you looking at potentially getting back to that food noise and then potentially gaining more weight afterwards?
Yeah, so that is something that I talked to my care team about, and you get a lot of support through that, especially when you get closer to your goal weight. Because I'm about 20 pounds away from my goal weight. So once you get that close, they start to talk to you about like maintenance dosages. So they can put you on a maintenance dose if you feel like you're not going to have the willpower to forget the food noise. I can tell you that I've actually started lowering my dosage on my own, and I've told them about it, obviously, to see if I have the willpower to do it. And I have. I've been able to lose weight on my own and then also fight off the food noise, because I do have the food noise that's come back. But it's like I think what happens is you create habits. Once you've been on the medication, you create those disciplines and those habits
Mhm.
of portion control. How much do I want to let myself get full? Your stomach also shrinks. I know that seems like it's a myth, but like it
It
does.
does.
I
It
mean, when
does.
you when you eat so small of a portion, I mean, you can't eat as much anymore. And so I've trained my body to know when I'm satisfied. And so now I'm so like, it's not I think I'm so addicted to being the person I am now that I don't want to go back to
Right.
being how I
You're
was.
determined. You're determined.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's all in how you think about it. Now there is the ability to stay on a maintenance dose.
Mhm.
But I mean it's all in what you do with it.
Yeah.
Like, so
And you feel so much better afterwards.
yes.
So now is it kind of like, I don't know, I feel like because this gonna happen, but whenever I reach my goals one day, I feel like sometimes I would wake up and just kind of be like, oh shit, like, oh, okay. Like, do you have those mornings where you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm doing it, I did it, like still in shock almost?
Absolutely. Like I almost don't believe that I'm living this life right now. Like when I tell you I went 32 years with obesity, like when you go that long being in that body, like you don't realize what was on the other side of that. I mean, I still have a little bit of weight to lose, but it's like like I think what opens up for you is, I missed out on so much for so many years. And so absolutely. I mean, and I'm not going to say that there's not bad days that still creep back in. You're going to wake up and you're still going to have body dysmorphia, or you're going to look in the mirror and be like, I don't like that about me. I don't like the way my arms look. I don't like this. I still have those days. I mean, I did when I was overweight too. But like, I mean, I love clothes shopping now. That was something I hated doing when I was overweight. I can go into a store and I don't have to try something on. I can just grab it and go and know that it's going to fit. So it's like, there's
That's a
just so,
blessing for real. That's a
oh,
blessing. I
I
don't think people
know.
realize that.
Like when you go for so long with being like, I can't buy clothes online, or I can't, I go into a store and I can't find anything that fits me right. And it's like, I can finally, wear stuff, that in normal stores. I mean, it's such a change in perspective. So,
Yeah.
so absolutely. I still have days where I'm like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, who the hell is that? Like, what did I do? You
Yeah.
just kind of have like a, what, kind of
Yeah,
aha
girl.
moment.
Like, yeah, girl, that's you in that mirror, girl. That's you right there.
Yeah.
I love it. You look amazing. And you're still the
Oh,
same. You're still the same sweetheart Macie that we all
yeah.
know and love. Okay, so you go through this transition. People are falling off, right? But
Hmm.
you emerge the beautiful butterfly that you are. And then I started seeing you making big moves on Facebook and stuff, and you're like a
Yeah.
spokesperson and shit. Tell me, I'm sorry, my mom wants me to stop cussing on here so much, but tell me, tell me what that was like. Like, how did you start becoming like the face of it?
Oh, that was so exciting. So I've never been someone to like put myself out there at all. Like, um, you know, as far as like my work, absolutely. I'll sit in front of a camera all day, but like I do not like talking in front of big groups or anything like that. And
Mhm.
especially about myself. I do not like talking about myself. It makes me so nervous. And so, but this was something that I was so passionate about, especially when it started working for me. And I know that other women out there are feeling the same way I'm feeling, mentally,
Mhm.
physically. And I just want to save everyone. I'm like, come on, like I just want you to feel the way that I feel. um
Mhm.
and so I had one of the ladies reach out to me from the program, and she's like, I want to start logging your progress. I'm like, absolutely. I'd be happy to share that with you. I mean, it was just taking a couple pictures every month, like no big deal. um so I did that, like started that in December of the same year I started the medication. And then I think in like March, they reached out to me again, and asked me if I wanted to be on their community member council. And I had to interview for it because it included a trip. So they wanted to fly me out to Arizona to meet a couple. It was like a group of 15 of us, because oral meds were actually relatively, no, GLP meds were actually relatively new to the program,
Okay.
but they had oral meds for a while. But they wanted to bring the people that were on oral meds into the community member council. So I was like, cool, let's do it. Um, so I got to go on this amazing trip to Arizona, Scottsdale. Never been there. Um, Beautiful area. Highly recommend going if you've never been.
Okay.
It's really hot there, but super pretty. I was so nervous to go by myself because I'd never traveled. I went Pet Paradise,
Yeah.
went with Pet Paradise a couple places, but like never went by myself anywhere.
Yeah.
But so freeing to like travel solo. I'm sure you
Mhm.
feel this way going to Colorado. That was
Yeah, girl.
probably
I
so
was like,
cool.
I'm a big girl. Look at me, mom.
Yeah,
Like, I was like, shit.
I know. I'm like, now that I've done it, I think I could totally do it as many
Yeah.
times as I needed to. But loved it. I connected with so many people. And the cool thing is like I got to get in front of like this really professional camera and like tell my story. And I don't know, it was incredible, like getting to like be from this tiny small town and like put myself out there and like inspire new ideas for the company.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, it's just been so fun to get to participate in their program. I'm in like a 6-month pilot program with them, so it'll be through the remainder of the
Nice.
year. Yeah, I
Okay, look
loved
at
it.
you. All right.
I
So
know.
I remember one time we did briefly message, and you mentioned that you taking the medication doesn't
Mhm,
always receive like the best reaction, right? So
mhm.
is this like from people online, or was this just in like your community itself, or both?
Both. Yeah,
Okay.
both. Um, so I had heard, I mean, I don't know if you follow anyone on TikTok um that takes weight loss medication, but I get on there a lot and look at comments to these people. I follow a lady that's been on a GLP-1 after bariatric surgery for a long time, and there's people constantly commenting on her videos about, you know, weight loss medications or cheating and like you just want a quick fix and all this stuff. And it's like I even have one of my friends on Instagram that feels that way. Um, and so
Mm,
when I started posting my progress, I'm trying to like change their mindset of
mhm,
what it's like.
mhm, mhm.
And I think that that was my big push to sign up for the ambassador program and the community council that I'm on is like, I want to break the stigma of that's the mindset because that is totally not what it is. It's an you're fighting an illness. It's like any other illness that you have
Mhm.
that you're using medication for. And you still have to work your ass off. I mean, I didn't just lose the weight taking the
Mhm.
medication. Like I still had to dedicate myself to watching my portions, calorie counting. I couldn't eat sugar, a bunch of sugar. I couldn't eat a bunch of fried foods.
Mhm.
You still have to exercise. Like you still have to do all the things. It's shutting that signal off in your brain that you need food all the time. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
only thing that it's doing. And so I think a lot of people, and it comes from a lot of people that are already fit, which is sad. It's like you don't know what it's like,
You
you
just
know?
can't stand someone else getting fit too. What's
I
up with that?
know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like that's the way it is. It's just they just have this feeling towards it without really knowing what it is.
Without really knowing. And I think too, like, I mean, let's be real. If you're one of those people that are like weight loss you shouldn't use like a cheat if they consider it a cheat for weight
Mhm,
loss. I'm pretty sure there's at least one area of their life where they're cutting some corners. Okay. If you're
mhm,
even gonna look at it like that. So I feel like shit, if it's not giving you any bad reaction, you're still healthy. And like you said, you're still working for it. It's not like it's
yeah,
just at the snap of the fingers because your progress is like it was not everybody is going to have progress in 9 months, but that's probably also heavily based on how much you worked for it on your
mhm,
end. Right.
yeah,
Before you decided to take the medication,
mhm.
do you recall any times where you looked at someone who maybe had like gastric bypass surgery or whatever and had that mentality of like, okay, like yes, she lost weight, but like she didn't like work for it. Do you feel like
Mhm.
you had that mentality too?
So I think the only time I felt that way is when I saw someone that was relatively small. Like when I see someone that needs to lose like 10, 15, 20 pounds on a weight loss medication, I'm like, why? And I think that that was my
Mm,
point of view was
mm-hmm,
like, why are you taking a weight loss medication? Bariatric surgery is a little different. I think that that can be a total game changer for people. I also
mm-hmm,
think in some instances it can be a little bit dangerous, but I
Mm-hmm,
mean,
mm-hmm.
that's a whole thing. But yeah, I think my feelings were more towards the people that were taking it. It could have probably done something different, but who
Mm-hmm.
knows? I mean, maybe they were fighting their own battles. That's the way I look at it, is like
Right.
it's also such a mental game too. Like you might be battling depression. I mean, with obesity, I mean, there comes such a dark depression that can come with that. I mean, and that's the whole reason that one of the medications you go on is an antidepressant. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it helps with your appetite, but I mean, I can tell you from being on an appetite suppressant that's also used as an antidepressant, my mood has been incredibly better.
Okay, so it doesn't make you feel numb. You just feel like,
I feel better. Like I just feel like my mood is stabilized. I don't feel It's not that I don't feel sad. I still cry. I still like have my
okay,
moments where, I'll have a bad day, but I don't get angry as easily. My emotions aren't up and down. And then I don't
right.
have these times of like impending doom that I used to have.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
yeah. So, I mean, it could also help in that way too, if you go the oral route. So
So what's the name of the product that you use?
the program or the medicine?
Or the medication and the program actually.
Yeah. So it's through Hims and Hers. That's the program. And then I am on 3 different medications. They have me on Wellbutrin, which is the um antidepressant that's also used as an appetite suppressant. I'm on naltrexone, which is a compound. And then I'm on metformin. So I
Okay.
take all of those together at different points of the day to help. And like you up your dosage over time so that you can adjust to it and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, your care team, they really try to work with you on managing symptoms and um, making it an easy transition for you. Um,
Okay.
but they have different kits that you can qualify for, but it's all based off of how you answer in your consultation
Okay.
on what you qualify for.
So it's kind of customized.
Mhm.
So the program itself is them gathering your information, looking at your health information, and then coming up with like a mixture. What would be like the maximum amount of medications that they would prescribe someone at one time?
So typically, I think I'm on the max that they do. I think the other kit just has 2 medications. But the most common kit that they do is the
Okay.
dosage of the 3 medications. Um, so it just really depends on what your body doesn't work well with. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
allergic to something or something like that, then they may put you on a different type of medication
Okay.
depending on those
Okay.
factors. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good information to have. So I
Yeah.
want to go back to the statement of like some people like in the comments saying like, "Oh, you didn't work for that."
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that the way that weight loss should go is by a lot of hard work and dedication in the gym,
Yep.
strict dieting first, and until you have exhausted every option, absolutely killed yourself,
Mm-hmm.
only then can you go to the doctor and ask for any sort of aid.
Yes.
What's your opinion on that? Do you feel like as someone who has tried the different diets and has, because you said that you would start and stop, but you're probably one of the most consistent people that I've seen with their weight loss journey. Like you seemed very committed. So I
Mm-hmm.
think you would stop, but you had long periods where you were going for it. It's not like you would
Mm-hmm.
start for a week and then be done.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
or the people that are like, I'll start next Monday, and then it's like, oh shit, it's Tuesday. I'll start next Monday. Like you
Mm-hmm.
weren't one of them. So okay. So do you feel like that's the way that it should go now, being someone who's seen so much success with the medication?
I think that what it needs to boil down to is somebody needs to be assessed on their mindset prior to being assessed on their like the physical,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like if you, like, for instance, as I found out, the big thing with me, it wasn't my body really fighting against me. It wasn't my hormones that I've been told for years that weren't working. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's a factor that some women have, and that's not
Right.
anything that I'm negating. Like, I totally get some women's hormones work against weight loss. Um Mine was my food addiction. And I think what people don't understand is, that are saying just count calories, just work out, is, yeah, I can count calories all day long, but then I'll go, okay, I ate 1,200 calories today. I have 100 calories left in my limit. Oh, I'll just eat another 100 calories and work it off tomorrow. Like, it's that mindset of
Mm.
food addiction that you continue to just it continues to add
Find a
up.
reason to eat. You find a
Right.
reason to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
Okay.
I think if they took the time to assess the mindset of the person and get into their mentality of, what are you truly thinking about when it comes to eating, I think getting to the medication quicker would be the resolution of that.
Okay.
Because I think more people would get better results if they had the medication versus trying harder in the gym. I
Mm,
just
yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I feel it because I remember us having conversations before where you had mentioned, like, that it might have it because women have it tough, man. I'm not saying that men
Mhm.
don't have it tough with weight loss because everybody has their own journey to go through, but women, we combat a lot. And I remember us
Yeah.
having the conversation of medical professionals telling you that it was due to like womanly things.
Yeah.
And okay, so when you had first came on here and you were like, it was my food addiction, I was thinking in my mind, like, huh? I was like, but I
Yeah.
thought it was, but okay, because I know me. I don't like to hold a grudge, but I'm gonna be so mad. I would be so mad because I feel like with women, they do that to us a lot. Everything is like it's your hormones, especially if you are overweight.
Mhm.
And it's almost just like this, you're dismissed. This is what it is.
Mhm.
Try harder, you're dismissed. Or if they see someone trying hard, they're like, oh, good luck, good riddance.
Yeah.
Just kind of is what it is. So when you finally get that, like, oh shit, it was the food noise. Did you have any resentment towards all of those medical professionals that just gave you a generic statement and sent you on out the door?
100%. 100%. I feel like I should have went to a therapist prior to going to a doctor, because it's
Mm,
like I needed someone to get in my head about what was going on up here when I was hyper focused on food, than when I was thinking about, well, what is really wrong with, going to the gym, or thinking about putting a calorie counter app on your phone. Like, that isn't where the problem was. And I just didn't it didn't click for me until, I had that medication, and it was like, I don't have that feeling anymore.
mm,
Like, how freeing it is to not have that constant nagging in my head of, you need to eat, and I can do other things. It's
yeah.
just, I wish that people would get to the I wish that people could understand that there's a root cause for everything. It's just hard to find it sometimes.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people forget that to when you're trying to truly be healthy, your mental is going to be like first and foremost. Like you got to get right
Mhm.
in all aspects. And maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but also spiritually. I feel like mentally,
Mhm.
physically, spiritually,
Yeah.
in order to truly be healthy, you have to get it
Yeah.
together. So, yeah, the fact that you saying like I feel like I should have been sent to a therapist, yeah, absolutely. Just I think everybody should go to
Mm-hmm.
a therapist and at least get an assessment and know where they're at. Because a lot of us are so used to living with the problems that we don't even recognize it's there.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, so we talked about how it impacted like your friendships. How did
Mm-hmm.
all of this affect your love life? Because you're married and then you make this big transition. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people get scared when their partner starts losing weight. They're like, oh, it's going to change something in the relationship. Did you and Cody have those talks or what? I mean, you guys are so amazing, but what was that like on the romantic side of it?
Um, no, I mean, Cody has been an absolute, like I said, a cheerleader through all of this. And like he also struggles with his weight. I mean, that's something that we're addressing now. I mean, he's lost 20 pounds in like 2.5 weeks, which
Okay, Cody.
and he's done it on his own. He's not taking any medication. But like, I mean, it's just something that like he's had to be there to like cheer me on because nobody else was.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, no, I mean, he makes little jokes here and there of like, you're going to get too hot for me. And like, what am I going to
Yeah.
do? And it's like,
Oh,
but it's just jokes. But no, like now we're going to get to and we always had this conversation when I first started the medication, because honestly, it's an investment.
right.
The medication is expensive. So it was something that we couldn't do at the same time. So it was like, well, I'm going to get where I need to be. And then if you need it, we'll assess it then. So like he was willing to sacrifice that so that I could do it first. And
Mm.
then now we're trying to focus on him. So he's in a weight management program now, and he has to do that for like 3 months, and then he can finally get his medication. So we're now I'm hyper focused on him now, and I'm gonna give him the support that he needs
I
to
love
get where he needs to
that.
go. Yeah. So no, I mean, there's just never been any rough times. Like I've just been so lucky to like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
I love that you guys talked about it. I love that, you're making smart financial decisions. And
yeah.
I feel like that is like the epitome of like a good marriage. That man, he
Hmm.
sacrificed for you and now you're going to be supporting him. That's beautiful. I love that because I
Yeah.
know how much you both have worked towards
Hmm.
that and wanted that. So I'm glad that you had that support there because that matters. And
Yeah.
your sister there and all of that stuff. And sometimes we just got to kind of lose people on the way if
Yeah.
necessary. And if they're meant to be there, they'll come back around.
Yeah. No, I'm real grateful for all the trials that I've had. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been able to connect with my stepsister that's here. I never really had a relationship with her before I moved to Jacksonville. And now that I'm back, like we hang out every week, and like I just have a
Nice.
really close knit relationship with her. So she actually works at the same place I work at.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, there's good things that come out of the bad waters. It's just like you just got to keep on moving, and I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm just doing what I got to do. So
Yeah. Well, I'm super glad that you came on. I love that all the nosy Betties out there got some inside scoops on what was going on with Miss
yeah,
Macie up there. I gotta ask, like, your advice to the people who are watching that have
yeah.
struggled with weight loss. What is your advice? What would you like to say to the people?
I would say that it's never too late to get healthy. Like even if you're, in your 60s and your 70s, it's never too late to get healthy. Like I just can't say it enough. Like you will never regret getting on the other side of obesity. I mean, I just can't say it enough. Like, I just want everyone to have the life that I have now. And I tell people that all the time. Like, people ask me, I've had like 15 people at work be like, what did you do? I want to know about this program. It's like, I want you to be on this medication because I want you to feel the way I feel. So it's just never too late to get healthy. Even if you decide not to do the medication and you just want to get out there and be motivated to get it off, that's great. But if I did it, and I know it's so cliche, but if I did it, I promise you can do it. Because like I said, I've been overweight since I was in third grade, and I never thought I would get this weight off of me. And
Yeah.
so,
I'm happy for you, girl. If you like it, I love it.
yeah,
Okay, so I'm with that. Can you let the people know if they're interested in obviously following you, supporting you, and then also kind of because you are like an ambassador of the
yeah.
product. So where can the people find you?
So I am currently on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. Um, I do have a Facebook, but it is private, so sorry about that. But you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. It's just my name, Macie Exley. So come find me, come look for me. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, all right
Yeah.
then. Well, I'm so happy that I had you on for tonight. It was good catching up.
Yes, it
I
was so good to
loved being
see
around
you.
your energy and stuff.
I
We
know.
don't have to hang up because we're probably gonna chit chat for a second, but y'all gotta
Yes.
go. Yeah, yeah, y'all just can't be here no more. But honestly, this is the true epitome of what I'm always saying at the end of every single show, and that is, if anybody tells you that you can't, yes, the fuck you can. Besos and blessings. Have a good night.